Hello student, I am Professor Agresam from Computer Department. Today we will see the second practical of Advanced Java Programming subject. The practical name is write a program to design a form using the components list and choice. Here we have to perform the practical on components of AWT. The components are list and choice. Next we see practical significance. The practical significance is that the list and choice components lets the user choose one option from list of available option. A choice is a display in a compact form that requires you to pull it down to the C list of available choices. In a list or in a choice, we have to select only one option from the given or available options. In list, we can see all the list components, but we have to select only one of item or a list in that given list. But in a choice, you can select multiple options as well as one option can be selected. A list may be displayed in such a way that several list items are available. A list supports the selection of one or more list item. Now we will move to practical skills. The practical skills are students able to design and apply applications using choice and list. Here, the student can design the forms or application by using these components. The components are choice and list. Now we will move to next point, that is relevant of a CO, that is course outcome. The course outcome for this practical is develop programs using GUI framework, that is AWT and Swing components. Now next parts is come that minimum theoretical background. The minimum theoretical background is that list, that is creates a list from which the user can choose list items. Here we have to create one list. For creating a list, we use some constructors. The constructors are as follows. The first constructor is a list, that is by default constructor. Here we cannot given any parameter for this constructor. Now next is list with parameters. The parameters are integer number of rows. Here we have to give the rows numbers. How many rows you want to use for this list. The number of entries will be always visible in that constructor. Next, list with parameters. The parameters are integer rows, boolean, that is for multiple selection. If the user have select only one option, then we can use this constructor. But user want to select multiple option, in that case we use this constructor. This constructor specially used for if it is a true, then user select multiple items. If the boolean value is true, then user can select multiple items. If it is false, then only one item may be selected. This is for list. Now we move to next, choice. Choice. The choice class is used to create pop-up list of items from which the user may choose. When the user clicks on it, the whole list of a choice pop-ups and new selection can be made. In choice, we have only one item will be visible. When we click on a choice button, then the remaining part or remaining section will be pop-up or a display. This is the main difference between list and choice. Choice defines the default constructor which creates an empty list. To add a selection to the list calls add method. Here we use add method. This add method is specially used for adding the components to this constructor of choice. For choice constructor to add components, we use add method. Now we move to next point, that is resources required. We already know that which are the resources we require for the practical. So I am moving to the next point. The next point is program. We have to perform this program for this second practical. In this practical, we require one package, that is import java.awt. I am using awt package. Then we create a class name with practical2 and extends it into frame. I am using a frame window, so that's why I am extending my class into this frame window. Now we will have to set one layout. The default layout is flow layout, so I am setting layout is new flow layout. Next, I'm using two objects or two components, so that's why I have to create the objects here. So list, the object name is alias, and the values or how many elements I require for this list, it is given as a 5 and the value is true. Next, for a choice button, creating object choice, object name ch new choice. Now we have to add these elements to this creating object or constructor. So I am using ls.add windows xp. So I am adding first list component to this list object by using object name and add method. So first element is added in this list, then second element is added to this list, then third, then fourth, then 5. In that way we adding the elements to the list. Now we moving to the next. For a choice, for choice button or choice option, I am using this country's name. So I am using object ch, already I have declared. So ch dot add, the add method will add this first name to the choice button. Then next, then next, then next. In that way, we add this all countries name to this choice button. Now lastly, we have to add the object names, so that's why I'm using add ls and add ch. Then we move to next main method, that is public static void main string arguments. Here I am passing arguments. After that, here I am creating a practical object name, that is practical fr equal to new practical, and this is specially used for the frame window. So my frame window will display in this resolution, and the title name is that demonstrating AWT components. And after that we have to set visible true. If I am not setting this set visible true, then the output will be not be displayed. So in that way I am explaining you program. Now we run this program and see how the output will be displayed. So I am using command prompt. I am already given path, so I am directly running my program. So cd java, this is my folder name. In that folder, the practical name is er2. So I am compiling it firstly. So our program is compiled successfully. Now we run this program. So by giving command java and practical name. For compiling, I am using javac practical name dot java, and for running this practical, we use java practical name, and then after we run this. Now we will see that the practical is run successfully and our result will be also displayed here. You can see that there is one list and one choice button. In list, I am using these values, that is Windows names, Windows XP 7, 8, then some server's name. So this is for list button. You can see it. And for choice, we select only one item at one time. So you can see that if I am selecting one country, then it will be display on that output. So this is the main difference between these two. In list you can select multiple options, but in a choice you can select only one option. This is the major difference between these two. In list you can see all the elements or atoms will be displayed, but in choice only one atom is visible. When we click on this button, then it pop up, and after we can see the hidden items, or those items not be visible, they can visible after clicking on this. So in that way we perform our second practical. In the next video we will see next practical. Thank you.